Question number 22. There are two mutual funds, that is D Mutual Fund and K Mutual Fund Limited, each having closed ended equity schemes. NAV as on 31/12/2014 of equity schemes of D Mutual Fund is 70.71 rupees, consisting of 99% equity and remaining cash balance, and that of K Mutual Fund is rupees 62.5, consisting of 96% equity and balance in cash. Okay, so out of this 70.71, 99% is equity and 1% is cash. This is D mutual fund. And what about K? Out of this 62.5, 96% is equity and remaining 4% is cash, right? Okay, next. Following is the other information. Okay, what information is given? Sharp ratio, trainer ratio, and standard deviation for D and K mutual fund schemes is given. So, what is Sharp ratio? Sharp ratio is nothing but excess portfolio return, that is, return of portfolio minus risk free return, that is, RP minus RF, divided by standard deviation. This is return portfolio return. This is risk free rate, and this is standard deviation. So, Sharp ratio is excess portfolio return divided by its standard deviation. Trainer ratio, this is equal to excess portfolio return, that is RP minus RF, divided by beta. Here this is portfolio return, RP, RF is risk free rate, and this is portfolio beta. So trainer ratio is excess portfolio return by beta. We have this value, and this value. There is no change in portfolio during the next month, and annual average cost is 3 per unit for the schemes of both the mutual funds. If share market goes down by 5% within a month, calculate expected NAV after a month for the schemes of both the mutual funds. For calculation, consider 12 months in a year and ignore number of days for the particular month. Okay. So it is given annual average cost is rupees 3 per unit. If we want to find out expected NAV after a month, that is after 1 month, what would be the monthly cost? The monthly cost would be monthly cost would be rupees 3 by 12, that is rupees 0.25 per unit, right? Okay. Also, see, it is given that for that particular month share market goes down by 5%, right? So if share market goes down by 5%, then what will be the change in the portfolios of D and K? So for that we need to find out what is their beta, right? So we have Sharp ratio, trainer ratio, and standard deviation, and we need to find out what is their beta. So how do I do that? First, what is Sharpe ratio? It is Sharpe ratio is RP minus RF by standard deviation, and I have these both. So I can find RP minus RF is equal to Sharpe ratio into standard deviation, right? Next, beta is equal to, see, if this goes here and if this comes down, RP minus RF by trainer ratio. This is how we will find out the beta of the portfolio. Okay. So now we will start solving the problem. Question number 22. Computation of expected NAV of both schemes after 1 month. A. So what is given? NAV on 31/12/2014. This is given. What are the values? It is 70.71 and 62.5 rupees, 70.71 and rupees 62.5. Okay. Next, what is the equity portion? Equity portion given, it is 99 and 96. Given 99%, 96%. C. Equity element in NAV. This is nothing but A into B. NAV into equity portion. That is 70.71 into 0.99. That is rupees 70. And 62.5 into 0.96. That is rupees 60. D. Cash element in NAV. That is nothing but NAV minus equity element. So it is A minus C. That is rupees 70.71 minus rupees 70. That is rupees 0.71. And in this case, rupees 62.5 minus 60. That is rupees 2.5. Right? What is given? Sharpe ratio, trainer ratio, and standard deviation are given. Sharpe ratio, that is RP minus RF divided by standard deviation, given. What are the values? It is 2 and 3.3. 2 and 3.3. Right. Now, F. Standard deviation, that is also given. It is 11.25 and 5. 11.25 and 5. Next. So using Sharpe ratio and standard deviation, we find RP minus RF, right? Sharpe ratio is equal to RP minus RF by standard deviation. Therefore, Sharpe ratio into standard deviation. If this goes here, this is equal to RP minus RF, right? RP minus RF is Sharpe ratio into standard deviation. That is E into F, right? So 11.25 into 2 is 22.5 and 5 into 3.3 is 16.5, right? Now we have trainer ratio. This is also given. It is 15 and 15. Okay, 15 in both places. Now trainer ratio is Rp minus Rf by beta. Therefore, beta's value will be, beta is, if beta goes here and trainer ratio comes here, it will be beta is equal to Rp minus Rf by trainer ratio, right? So we have Rp minus Rf and we have trainer ratio. So we can find out beta. Beta is Rp minus Rf, that is G, divided by trainer ratio, that is H. So 22.5 by 15. It is 1.5. And in the next case it is 16.5 by 15. That is 1.1. Right? Now, change in share market. What is given? Share market goes down by 5%. Okay. So, change in share market. This is given minus 5% in both cases. Now, what will be the change in portfolio? Portfolio change. Beta into change in share market. So, it is I into J, right? So, it is 1.5 into minus 5%. So, it will be minus 7.5%, and 1.1 into minus 5%. So, it is minus 5.5%. Okay. So, we found out portfolio change. Portfolio value after 1 month. This is nothing but equity element in NAV into 1 plus portfolio change. That is, equity element into NAV is C into 1 plus portfolio change, that is K. Right? So it will be 70 into 1 plus portfolio change, that is 1 plus minus 7.5%, that is 0.925, is rupees 64.75. And in the next case it will be 60 into 1 plus minus 5.5%, that is into 0.945, that is rupees 56.7. Okay. Next, so we found out portfolio value after 1 month. Now we should find out cash balance after 1 month, right? So we have cash element in NAV. Now there is one more adjustment that we need to make to find out cash balance after 1 month. So that is monthly expense. Okay, this is rupees 3 by 12. That is rupees 0.25, rupees 0.25. Next, cash element in NAV after 1 month. So what is cash element in NAV after 1 month? In case of D, earlier the cash element was 0.71. Now there's a monthly expense of 0.25. So we will subtract 0.25 from 0.71 and we will get the cash element in NAV after 1 month, right? So it is D minus M, right? So 0.71 minus 0.25, it is 0.46. Similarly, in case of K, it will be 2.5 minus 0.25. That is rupees 2.25. Right. Next, NAV after 1 month. That is cash element in NAV after 1 month plus portfolio value after 1 month. That is L plus N, right? So it will be 64.75 plus 0.46. That is rupees 65.21. In case of K, it will be 56.7 plus 2.25, right? So it will be rupees 58.95. Therefore, NAV after 1 month will be rupees 65.21 and rupees 58.95 in case of D mutual fund and K mutual fund respectively, right? So the answer is 65.21 and 58.95. This is the solution to the problem.